Okay, 5M, let's just do a couple of practice problems using the method that they showed in the video. So here I have the same diagram that he used, and a problem up here says 9 cups equals how many pints? Well, what I'm going to do here, it says what you start with goes here. So I'm starting with 9 cups. So I'm going to put 9 and then my cups in here. Then you're also going to bring that same units that you start with down below, so cups. What I want is pints. So I'm going to put pints in both these two. These are what I want for my measurements. Okay, now I need to figure out the conversion. How many pints are in a cup? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see that 2 cups are in 1 pint. So 2 cups are in 1 pint. Now, because we know how to multiply fractions, we can easily see that 9 times 1 is 9. And then we can imagine there's imaginary 1 down here, so 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, so 9 halves of a pint. Well, we can do our division here, then know that 2 that goes into 9 4 times. So we're going to convert that, so that equals 4, there'll be 1 left over. So 4.5 pints is what you can say, or you can leave one of those cups that's left over, because we know 8 cups would be 2 pints. So we can say that there would be 4 pints left, and you could either say 4.5 pints, having that half left over, or you could say 4 pints and 1 cup. Either one of these answers would be correct. Let's look at another one. Okay, so this one says 37 feet equals how many yards? We're going to use that same grid to fill in. So 37 feet is what we start with. And we're going to keep the feet on the bottom here. And they want us to convert it into yards, so we're going to put our yards up here. And yards over here for the end. Now for our conversion, we have to figure out how many yards or how many feet are in a yard. So you have your conversion sheet. You can take a screenshot of this so that you can use it for later. But if we look at it, it shows us that 3 feet are in 1 yard. So we're going to put 3 feet in 1 yard. Then we can go ahead and do our multiplication of fractions. So 37 times 1 is 37. And then we can imaginary 1 down here. 1 times 3 is 3. So our next step is to get this into a mixed number. So we're going to need to actually do the division. So we're going to take 37 divided by 3. Well, I know that's going to go in there once. Give me 30. I have 7 left. 3 goes into 7 twice. That would give me 6. Subtract 1 left over. So remember, I can write this remainder as a fraction of 1/3 of a yard, or I can just remember that these were feet to begin with, so I could just have a remainder of 1 foot, either one. So down here, I have the answer of 12 yards, and I'm going to leave mine as 1 foot because that makes more sense when you're actually measuring than trying to figure out 1/3. So my final answer would be 12 yards and 1 foot. Okay, let's look at another one. This one we're moving from ounces to gallons. So we're going to start with our ounces. We're starting out with 153 ounces. And we're going to keep our ounces down below. What we want is gallons, so we're going to put that up above. So we're going to go back to our conversion sheet and figure out how many ounces are in a gallon. If we look right here, we have 128 fluid ounces are in 1 gallon. So we have 1 gallon is 128 fluid ounces. So we can still once again do our multiplication across. This one's pretty easy because they're both multiplied by 1. So we have 153 divided by 128. Now I know that 128 is only going to go into 153 once. So it's going to give us 1 complete gallon. And then we have, see, 28 to 53. Well, 128, so we're going to need to figure out what's the difference there. So you can think about it as getting to 130 would be 2, and then to 150 would be 20, and then another 3 to 153 would be 125. Or it would be 25. So we can leave that as a fraction if we want to, but it would make more sense for us to leave it as our ounces, so 25 ounces. So I have 1 gallon and 25 ounces. Now next up, we're going to go the opposite way. We're going from a bunch of little things to a bigger thing, and this time we're going from a bigger measurement to smaller measurements. If we look up at this one, it's talking about 9 tons, and 1,100 pounds is how many pounds. So we're going to end up with a pretty big number over here. For now, I'm just going to ignore this 1,100 pounds and make sure that I remember to add that in at the end of my answer. First, I just want to figure out 9 tons is how many pounds. Also this time, I'm going to try to do it without this piece of it, so we can practice that. So if I start out with 9 tons, okay, and then remember I am going to be multiplying, and over here I'm going to put my tons on the bottom, just kind of trying to picture what he had in his book, and then we're going to want to end it in pounds, so I'm going to put pounds on the top up here, and I'm going to want pounds over here in my answer. Okay, so we have top, bottom, top, and then that one just stays there. So I need to figure out how many pounds are in 1 ton. I'm going to go back to my conversion sheet. How many pounds are in 1 ton? Here it is right here. 2,000 pounds is 1 ton. I'm going to put that in here. 2,000 pounds equals 1 ton. Okay? Now remember to multiply these. I'm going to make this a fraction as well, so 9 over 1. 9 times 2,000 is what's going to be on top. So 9 times 2 I know is 18. And then we have thousands, so we have our 3 zeros, so it's going to be 18,000 up here. And then when we multiply our bottom, we have 1 times 1 is 1. So we know that if it's over 1, it's just a whole number. So we have 18,000 pounds so far. Now I'm going to pay attention up to the top where it had that extra pounds, that extra 1,100 pounds, because I'll need to add that into my final answer. So I'm just going to go ahead and add those right here. I've got 0, 0, 1, 9, 1. Alright, so my final answer will be 19,100.